Hello there, metalheads, and welcome to another episode of Metal Verbalizers podcast. Today we are going to verbalize the symphonic metal band Memoira. Memoira was formed in Finland 2007 and debuted with their first album in 2008. And if we are going to talk a little bit about their sound, we're going to talk about their music later. I would describe their sound as a very big and atmospheric sound with everything that you might want in symphonic metal. One of the most famous bands that operate within this genre is Nightwish. So since there are some similarities between Memoira and Nightwish, I would say that if you like Nightwish, you're going to love Memoira. One of the similarities is that Memoira is also a female-fronted band, with some help from one of the lads sometimes. And they do also mix in some demonic growl as well. And it's actually mixed in so well that it really makes sense to give a part in the song some even more mojo, if you know what I mean. One song that describes this very well is their song Phoenix. One thing that I like also is that, as I understand it, the lyrics are very story-based. This is something that I like because then the lyrics have a purpose other than just spitting out lyrical stereotypes. An example of another band that does a great job with this is Sabaton, where the lyrics are very thought through and has a very clear theme and purpose. In Sabaton's case, they tell stories about real situations and persons within war. Now it's time to talk about the releases that the band has put out. They have so far put out 3 albums and a bunch of singles actually. And their first debut was an album named after the band and was released early in 2008. I've listened through the album and I really like what I hear. In this album you will find songs like Haunted, Half Alive, and Amortization. There we go. Next in line we got another album called Memories, Tragedies, and Masquerades. This one was released in 2013. Unfortunately, I haven't had access to this album, so for that reason I am unable to give an honest review on this one. But I'm sure, since I listened to the first one and I've listened to stuff that comes after it, I'm sure it's a great one. So give it a listen if you get access to it. The final album that the band has released was released in 2020 and is called Carnival of Creation. In this album we can find great songs like Dawn of Time, Hunter's Moon, and Crimson Bride's Symphony. Since the release of this album, we have gotten a few singles which we are also going to mention. The first one was released in 2021 and is called Phoenix, which I mentioned earlier when we talked about those deep growls. This is one track that I really like with the band, and I sort of get some Amaranth vibes from this song. So if you like Amaranth, you might find something that you like in this song as well. Next song was also released in 2021 and is called Coupe de Graal. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but anyways, with this track, they really are going strong with the quality of songs that they put out. Now we have arrived in 2022 actually, and here we get 2 more singles. First one is called Phantom Insomnium. This is a great track where they include some organs together with the ridiculously heavy riffing, etc. And the second one is called Autumn's Heart. Big reverby melodic pianos together with big guitars and some great vocals of course. And that is the releases that the band has put out. There are some singles as well that we haven't talked about, but I think those are for you to find out. since we have gone through everything, it is time for my concept or a little segment that I call Erik's Top 5. This is for you to get a few tips of where to start maybe when listening to this band, but I encourage you to check out the full discography of the band to find your own favorites. Number 1, Carnival of Creation. Maybe heaviest song since Painkiller with Priest. Maybe not, but it is damn close in my opinion. Number 2, Amortization. Number 3, Phoenix. Number 4, Phantom Insomnium. Number 5, Coupe de Graal. This was my top 5, but there are a lot of more songs that could have gone on this list. Like their song Autumn's Heart, for example. But now I'm very curious about what you think. I would love to hear what songs you have as a favorite from this band. So why not head on to our socials and tell us over there. So what is the plan for the future for the band when it comes to Memoira? We can actually get some really exciting news from their social media. In a post from 10th of February, they write that they have decided to take some time off the stage and road. But time off the road isn't that bad in this case. It is actually really good because they are going to use this time for songwriting and making demo tracks. And with this, they tease us about some new stuff coming out in this spring. And they also promise some major surprises on the way. And some new live show dates soon to be announced. So the future for the band sounds really exciting. And some new music is always great news in my opinion. And then they have these major surprises. I have no idea what they are about, but we're gonna have to take a look on their social media and stay updated so that we can get to know what it is. And now we have come to the end, actually, unfortunately. And to put some final word on to this, I am really happy that Memoira reached out to us, because now I might have found a new favorite band within this genre of symphonic metal. And I think that they have a heavy sound that really is of my liking. And to be honest, something that impresses me is that they have been quite consistent with their sound. It's very clear, in my opinion, that they, from the beginning, have had a clear vision of what they want the band to be. And my question to you now is, does this band sound like something that you might like? If yes, what are you waiting for? Go and check them out. Go and check their music. And if it doesn't sound like something that you usually like, I encourage you to give them a chance anyways, because this genre isn't something that I listen to usually, but I am from now on a fan of Memoira. And don't forget to follow them on their social medias as well, because that is a great way to support the band and give them a better chance to reach out to new people. But also, it's a great way to stay updated on what the band are doing currently. Like what we talked about when we talked about the future for the band. If I wouldn't have looked on their social media, I wouldn't have had any idea about what happened there. So that's a great way to stay updated. If you like what we are doing here on Metal Verbalizers podcast, bringing you new great metal to vibe with, don't forget to give us a follow as well. Over on our socials, we can discuss the bands that we talk about, and you will be updated on what band we're going to verbalize next. And sometimes we also release interviews where we talk with the bands as well. And, well, thank you for listening. I've been Erik, and you've been listening to Metal Verbalizers podcast, verbalizing the symphonic metal band Memoira.